our Jurassic Park iris painting is going to be to add the stems. And now to do this, of course, I like to mix my own greens rather than buy pre-made greens. And one of my very favorite greens I learned from my mentor and friend Vicki Nelson. And I call this Vicki Nelson green. It's quinacridone gold with phthalo blue. And as you see, I mix these two together and it just makes a beautiful, beautiful green. And you can vary this by adding little touches of cobalt or a little bit of yellow ochre. But for the most part, I like to start out with this Vicki Nelson green. And I want to use a good amount of paint and get right in here. And sometimes it's fun as you do this to drop in other colors, like a little turquoise there. Varied color is so important. Now I am choking up a little bit more on my brush. You know, I said earlier to hold it like Harry Potter, like a magic wand. But when you need a little bit more control, it's all right to move down the handle. And I'm using a pretty liberal amount of paint. You know, we talk in terms of tea and coffee, milk and cream consistencies. And this is definitely a cream consistency. I'm putting a good amount of thick paint on here. Now to get a shadow under here, I want to come back a little bit darker, just underneath where the flowers are, to give a little shadow effect. And we'll move down the stock a little bit. Quinacridone gold, phthalo blue, mix a nice green, maybe a touch of cobalt just to darken it up a little. Nice thick, thick, thick paint. And I want to work fairly quickly because we're going to use a credit card in a minute to give these some definition. And I have to do that while it's still slightly damp, but you must use a good amount of paint on these stems. So here's where we'll take our credit card. And one of these two have to overlap the other. So first let's put a little bend here, maybe a smaller one here. And then I want this stem to come over the top of this one. So I'm going to come right down over this like this and make that happen. And this actually blended into here. So let's bring this down to here. Just like that. Well, you know what? Let's give this one a little love too. I want to just push that a little bit darker again back under here where our shadow was. And now for a background, there should be some leftover Brusho particles still on the paper. I'm just going to spray a little bit around the edges, and if there's any ambient pieces left, we should get some nice little sparkles. And we're all done. I hope you enjoyed this. Brusho is a fun, exciting new product, and since it's new to the American market, we're just now beginning to make it our own. So please go out, experiment, use it in your own paintings, and let us know the kind of ideas that you come up with too. Jene Stroud, thank you very much.